Beaver Patrol Elan Part 4. I got a clutch put together and put on. Worked out just perfect. I was able to find a bearing and put it on there, and then I cleaned up the inside faces of the shivs. I didn't clean up the outside of the movable one because the customer said, you know, this is just something he wants to keep at his camp. It's not going to be a show machine. This isn't a full restoration. It's kind of just fix it up and get it running. I went through the key switch, a bit of the electrical up here. So we have the key switch works now. Key comes in and out. That was a bit of a fuss, but got it. And the switch is actually wired into the kill switch. So when I get to the other side of the motor, I will go through the wiring down there, make sure everything's good. But I got the lights plugged in, so hopefully that's all going to be right. I got the flywheel and fan off of the 247 type motor. It was a bit harder than expected. Had to get in there with a puller and kind of gently massage it out, but it happened, so that was good. It's a little different design. The fan is actually cast into the flywheel, not like the one that was on this 299. You can see the two different types here. So the one on the right is one that came off the 247 or 250 type, and then this is the one that was on the 299. I still have to swap the magnets on the inside. I just noticed stamped on them, one of them says it's like 25 watts, the other one says it's 40 watts, so just swap them, just makes it easier, try and keep all the electrical components together. Cleaned up the outer case. I took the ring gear off of the fan. I'm probably gonna end up putting it back on. I just took it off when I was pulling it off the 247 because I didn't want to damage it. The flywheel came off the 299 pretty easy. When I got in here, I noticed that there was some damage. I don't know if it was one of these screws or something. Might have been hitting on the coil here, but it damaged it a little bit. So I'll make sure when I put that back together, it's all secure. I don't know if the cam here was actually seated properly. It might have been stepped out a little bit, or the flywheel might have been loose and wobbled. So we'll figure that out. I figured I'd show a close-up of the contact points. A lot of people don't know what points are. You know, bikes in the, I think like late 70s started to run CDI boxes and stuff. So points are a pretty outdated system, but they work well. So these are the contact points right here. When this cam spins around, because it's connected to the flywheel, it also has to slide on the inside because it advances and retards the timing. Because this is just a big cam lobe. So when the bottom comes around, it breaks the contact, it moves the points. So you see they just open a tiny bit. And then they're closed again. So this spins in unison with the crank, but it changes when it opens and closes the points. Based on the speed. There's a little spring on the inside of the flywheel that connects to this detent, and it changes, either, like I said, advances or retards it depending on what you're doing, revving up or revving down. So for tonight, that's about as far as I'm going to go. I'm still waiting on a carb kit to come in because I need those Welch plugs to properly rebuild this carb, make sure I'm starting off on a good note. I don't want to try and start this and work on it when the carb could still be questionable. But it's looking really well. I'm pretty pleased that I think I'm going to be able to reuse that fan. Like I said, swap those magnets over and get this put back together.